Are you tired of mediocre haircuts and lackluster service? Look no further. Get ready to redefine your grooming game with the ultimate experience at No Grease Barbershop, conveniently located at Northlake Mall and Charlotte Premium Outlets. It's not just about a haircut, it's about the experience. No Grease Premium in Northlake sets a new standard for luxury with a full-service bar selection. Elevate your grooming experience even further with their signature drinks served during your service or while you wait. Whether you're looking for a classic fade, a timeless gentleman cut, or a bold modern style, No Grease Premium in Northlake got you covered with their design and color specialists. Let's not forget about the importance of routine self-care for men. Their partnership with Alpha Male Nail Care, exclusively at No Grease Premium, offers manicures and pedicures as a part of your routine grooming. Visit No Grease Barbershop at Charlotte Premium Outlets or Northlake Mall today, and make sure you tell them that the Black Dads Club sent you. I know our podcast is doing well when I have certain people reach out to me and be like, oh, I want to come on, or I need you on, or can we link?
I think you should go on other people's podcasts. I think that should be a thing.
Me or us? I know you ain't going.
You should go. You're the personality. Why is this volume so high, Gavin?
Somebody else was in here renting this spot out. Why you don't want to go talk to people? Mike don't like talking to people. Like, Mike don't like going to y'all spaces, dealing with y'all energy and getting his shit off.
Because I'm an introvert. That's really just it. Like, because to your point, it's energy, and I think you're better suited for that.
You rather me waste my energy than you?
No. I said you're better suited for it. I'm telling you to work within your gifts. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, you know.
But I go with, I mean, if somebody said, I'm gonna show up.
Oh yeah.
I'm just complaining.
Yeah. My thing is, so this is the thing. I say that I don't like y'all. Mike really don't like y'all. That's what it really comes down to, because Mike is still slighted from the fact that when we needed y'all in the beginning to listen, to tune in, to help us out, y'all thumbed y'all noses up. But y'all not a part of our origin story, so Mike ain't got to look out for y'all when stuff goes to the left.
I see how you worked in last week into this week.
Yeah, shout out to everybody from last week that literally told me, hey, no, we like the videos, which means I now have to click, download, and add more work.
Now Gav got to do more work, and then when he's low on energy, he's gonna get pissed off and lash out on me because of y'all. By the way,
absolutely. Shout out to Ashley. She I went and saw her 3 weeks ago. I'm actually gonna see her on Friday, and me and her was talking, and she was the one who was like, I really like the videos in the podcast, and I was like, that's a lot of work, and she was like, but it's beneficial. So I said, all right. She gave us me a couple of suggestions we got to do.
Okay.
She says she misses our top 10 topics. Like when we be like, oh, this is our top 5, top 10s. Yeah, okay. She says she liked that. She says she don't like when we argue on air because she don't know if it's real or not.
It's always partially real, and it is always partially performative. So you don't have to be worried. We're not quitting.
Yeah, we're not quitting. We don't. It's going to be too much money got to be involved for us to like think about quitting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What else she said she didn't like? Oh, she said her and her girls like listening because they want to know what we really think. And she said, I do not want y'all to add a woman and y'all change that. She said, if y'all add a woman, cool, but y'all cannot change. She said, I literally listen because I want to know this is exactly how men think.
That's fair.
Said, I respect that.
That's fair.
So she gave me some other pointers.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we did bring a young lady, I mean, I'm not pandering. I'm not pushing off. Y'all know I hate that. Like, it might get worse.
I will fight for you until my girl start listening. Then she gonna say I looked at you too hard.
It might get worse, you bring, because I'm not gonna pander at all.
Yeah, and then I don't want the woman to pander either.
That is true. I want y'all to stand on it. I want you to stand on it, because that makes better content.
Absolutely. I forgot who was pandering. Anyway, I don't want,
like, even if it's a little performative, it's like, yo, just stand on it. Like,
and it is what it is. That's how you feel. Who cares? And that's how you been. What you been up to?
Well, the internet's gonna care. Y'all be pissed off. Be logging into burner accounts and everything.
I love when the internet cares. Y'all try to kick my back in for my Columbia take. Shout out to everybody that's not from Columbia that came in late and was like, all right, he got a point here.
You did take the context out just a little bit. We were not comparing Miami to Columbia, South Carolina.
I said NIL deal on the thing.
Man, nobody pays attention on the internet. You know, read comprehension's at an all-time low.
In hell, the bar is
like an all-time low.
Come on, man. It's just
it was slightly funny though, but
yeah, nobody going. Shout out to Zeke.
Oh yeah. Zeke on the plan on the backside of the album.
Yeah.
Liking comments.
Shout out to Zeke. Shout out to Ice. We'll get to you, Ice, in a little bit. But hold on, let's start this podcast. Y'all know I love a good little joke. A hee.
When she got upset, she would like scream and fire would just erupt everywhere. And her hair would like...
Daughter is?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
What are their names?
Their names is crazy.
I just told you.
You told me one.
Oh.
She really set them up on this
12?
one. She
12
knew.
names.
All right. This is where I usually get in trouble.
Why? Because you don't know all of them.
I know all of them,
Okay.
but like when you're labeled, like can you label or just
I
rattle
name.
off 12 of anything?
Yeah.
That right
Name-
there.
okay,
Like he said,
what
could you
can you
label
rattle
12
off
of
12?
anything?
12
Can you name
colors.
12 states right now?
They're not like
Yeah.
something personal
You
to
can
me.
name 12
Okay,
states.
can you see exactly? Okay, name 12. What do you have 12 of?
Well, most people don't have 12 of anything or $12.
Can you have 12 tattoos?
I don't even have 12 tattoos. You have more kids than I
He
have.
really
tattoos.
doesn't know
Exactly.
all his
Here we
kids'
go. I'll
names
label
right
them
now.
off for you. See,
He's
look,
trying to
keep
think
me-
of them
keep me
right now.
honest. There's rock, roll, golden, powerful, rise, onyx, legendary, Zion, zillion, zen, and see this is where
Oh gosh.
how many of y'all got?
You're missing two.
I'm missing.
Nick Cannon, you cannot get on a platform, name out your kids, and I ain't trying to be funny. You can't name out the one that's no longer alive and forget the two that's still alive. That'd look bad. That was look bad to me.
I mean, just not knowing your kid's name. To be fair, my mom calls me my brother's name all the time.
Absolutely.
So, that does happen, right?
I call Roman Hayden every day.
Yeah. But you should be able to name all of your kids. Like, you should just think of their faces and be like, okay, face, kid's name, face, kid's name, face, kid. Think of the moms. Like, go through the moms. Like, okay, here's the moms. Here's the children.
Yeah, that
would
would have been easier.
Like, you can do this, man. You can do this. Maybe he was nervous.
No,
Maybe he was nervous.
Bobby don't make Nick Cannon nervous. Nick Cannon is worth too much money.
Yeah, Bobby's on a generational run herself.
Is she?
For black men, yes.
Oh,
This girl has left her home and her family, and she is out there.
I mean, yeah. I think
She is.
I think Bobby's done.
Well,
I think she's been done. I think the internet no longer cares.
they don't, but
Yeah, it's tough.
she still gets attention from the guys.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you into that type of turkey. But some people like turkey meat.
This is true. I like some fried turkey.
See?
So
And I don't, if you into, I just feel bad for Bobby because they called her a plant early and it seems like she fell for each one. But I'm never mad when the plant says, I'm going to make generational money.
yeah.
That's going like, I'm never mad at Sexy Red for saying, hey, I'm going to do this.
Should not leave you home though. Shouldn't. I don't like that. She left her home.
Nah, my man been talking me crazy. Now I'm coming home and I want to talk to him the way he talked to me. Yeah. And if he don't act right, hey, bro, I'm out. And I'm going to be out before I make all this money and have to pay you more. Yeah.
You can't leave the kids. Can't leave the kids.
Did she have kids?
I think they have 2 kids. I'm almost certain.
I don't know.
I'm almost
Look.
certain Bobby got 2 kids.
She paying child support. If she do.
She might. She
Yeah.
might be now. 'Cause,
What?
yeah, they don't play. They don't play that game.
Nah.
The
She definitely
the Euro American men be like, nope.
Yeah,
Cut
they
the
had
check.
2 kids.
Cut the check.
And they was married during COVID. Oh yeah, buddy, you out of here.
Brothers can learn something from that because we be going easy.
Yeah, I mean, but
Back to
brothers can learn from a lot from the whites. I don't know if that's fair. Back to Nick Cannon.
They definitely can in court.
Can you name all your kids in other countries that you have?
If I had them, I would be able to name them. Absolutely. One day, and I'll go through that list. Give me about 15 years, and you can ask me that question, and you'll be able to go through that list. But no, I would definitely be able to name my kids. But I don't ever want to have so many kids that I can't.
Facts.
I can name all my aunts and uncles, bro. My grandma had 10 kids.
Can you name all your cousins? Can you name 12 cousins?
12
And
cousins?
see, I tried this in the shower. I don't think I can.
12 cousins. I could go through a list of 12 because I won't call their names out, but I'm looking at their faces because I'm going through each individual family and just naming my cousins.
Can I name 12 cousins? I don't think I like 12 of y'all.
Yeah. And I can name 12 states. Like, come on, it's not hard. If it's something that you do.
I'm trying to repeat what I said.
Yeah.
I don't think I like 12 of y'all niggas. So I don't know if I can.
Okay, you are like a generational hater. You like, oh yeah, for real, like hater Hall of Fame, bro. You will. Or whoever your greatest basketball player is, like you a generational hater.
I was in the shower and I was like, yo, let me name out 12 of my cousins right now. And so I started going and I got to like 8 and I was like, I don't think I like no more than that. So I don't know if I can name them.
I love my cousins, man.
I got a cousin right now. I probably haven't spoke to him since he was like 8.
Yeah. Like one of my older cousins, Dar, like she's amazing. I grew up with Junior. Like I could name 12 cousins.
I thought you was about to name out Dwight. I was like,
he's just family. Like he's not even a cousin. Like he's family. He's like you. Like you're family. You know what I'm saying? Like so like that family. Like man, we done known each other so long. We know each other families. We show up for events. Like that's just family at that point.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get this pod started.
Cause you be closer with your family than you do with your cousins sometimes. I see y'all more than I see my cousins.
Yeah, I talk to you more than I talk to my cousins. I did. Oh, I gotta text one of my cousins back. I told him we should go out to eat. A lot has transpired.
You are a black male and you're in a jam. Hit me up. I'll get you out.
Trying to save black men.
We give black men a place to be seen, a place to be heard.
Sometimes I gotta push back because be lying.
They do, but so do women. So that's what makes the pod cool.
Strap in. It's about to be fun.
Now let's begin.
Yo, I want to welcome everybody to episode 185 of the Black Dads Podcast. I am your host, Gavin B, aka Coke, aka whatever you want to call me. That is Pastor. The pastor who explained why y'all gotta stop saying amen in church. That is Pastor Mike Will. The reason why that's funny, because I was at church on Sunday and people kept saying amen. And I just busted out laughing. Sorry about that audio, y'all, from last time. Sorry that the church that I pulled it from don't believe in a qualified AV team. So they don't know that they streaming his ass. So
hey, man, it is.
But the pastor told the saints to stop saying amen when he preaching.
Volunteer work. Volunteer work, man. It's volunteer work.
Karina asked me last night, we on the couch. She said, I hate to start this way. She said, if your church came to you and Mike and said, fix it, could y'all? And I said, absolutely. I said, I've listened to Mike's plan and it's one of the few plans that makes 100% sense to me. I said, would they? No.
Yeah.
Should they? No.
Yeah.
Should you put me for a consulting fee on the side? Yes. But they won't. And so I'm thinking about that with the volunteer versus First Church where I go to church at now and they pay people. I'm assuming. The quality is so good.
More than likely they're definitely paying people. If quality is good, they're definitely paying people.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. No, my mom asked me that. She was like, when are you gonna, like my parents wanted me to be a preacher growing up. Like they really, really did. And I told my mom, I was like, I got too many vices. And she was like, they be having vices. I was like, I know. They should not be pastors. Yeah. The same reason why I should not be a pastor.
Some of you boys wasn't called. Is that the Army or is that the church? Someone calls few are chosen. What's that? That's the Army.
That might be the Marines. I don't know. Let's not do that in the middle of this country right now with whatever the hell is going on.
Look, some of y'all
us going into World War III, maybe. Like,
hey, some of you pastors ain't called, and few of y'all are chosen. But whatever. If the Marines say it, then same.
Man, I would 100. I would have a fifth in the office. No lie, I would definitely drink probably before service. See, 100% probably would. I would have to stay away from all the special services because, like, I everyone coming in, so this is the thing that goes on in churches. Women have favorite pastors, and they are ridiculous for their favorite pastors.
They fuck.
Oh. So, I'm not going there. What I am saying is that that's a lot of look. So I only got so many. I only got so many no's in me. Yeah, right. I had like 99 no's in a row. Right.
Okay.
On that 100th no, I got to be next to my wife.
Absolutely.
So,
well, for me, I need to be able to say the N-word while I'm preaching. And that's like that is a hard, like I have to be able to do that. I need to. I don't need to curse because I don't believe in it. I don't understand people who can't talk and not curse. I know I do a lot of cursing on here. Yeah. But y'all should see me code switch. I am top tier at that, right? But the N-word, I need to be able to say that. Like I need to be able to say that. I won't say it if I see one non-black person in the audience, though.
That is true. But that's the thing though. You already UN, so you're gonna have a mixed congregation, so you never gonna be able to say the N word.
Yeah, so
you would have to come to my church.
Absolutely,
I'll be able to get off of my church. You could be a guest pastor,
and I'm gonna get it off. Like, I got to do that, and then also like this is the other thing. I don't care if I can't say that.
Go ahead, get it off.
We need a couple of gays in the church. The choir. You know what? I didn't figure this out.
Well, we don't. Technically, you don't have to have gays, right? Because we just had the conversation of Joe Budden question between the straight and the gays. Who would be better in music?
Well, my money might be on the gays.
I'm putting my money on the straights, man.
I went to a church. Doggone it. I can't remember what church I went to, and it wasn't First Church, but it was another church thing I went to, and I was like, "Oh no, got one better for you." I'm not supposed to say this, sis, because you told me not to. Mike knows I was at a wedding this weekend. And I told Mike, one of the guests at the wedding came up and spoke to me, said, I listened to the pod. Shout out to you, sis. We love you. And then on the flip side of that, the bride listened to the podcast. And she said, she told her husband, don't do nothing crazy because he going to mention you on that podcast. And I'm not going to do it. I have nothing to say. I have really nothing to say. I did love, though. She said her wedding was on Juneteenth. She said it's the bougiest Juneteenth cookout that y'all would ever go to. It was super dope, but that ain't the point. Where she was getting ready at was the some gospel award show was happening at the hotel. Like they had the whole floor, everything was everybody that carried an instrument, they're part of that community. And I said, I know this award show about to be fire. Like, and they wasn't even trying to hide that they was a part of the community, right? Because back in the day, you would see somebody in the choir and you might be like, all right.
Yeah, that was like,
might play for
that was like
team.
all of Kojic in the 80s and 90s. It's like, and nobody music was hotter than theirs in the 80s and 90s.
That's what I'm getting to.
But Mississippi Mass was right there, though.
Yeah, they was fire.
They were right
too.
there.
They had the CDs too. But so I'm gonna need a couple of things, man. But other than that, man, also, I see what y'all do to pastors. That's why I know that power, money, and women crumble great men.
Yeah, I would definitely. My church would be full though. Like my best friend and cousins are all musicians. Like it would be lit. It really would be lit.
Yeah. One day when we ain't got to tell them how they fix the church. When they pay us our fee, we'll go in and sit down.
Maybe I'll open a church in Columbia.
Better than Miami. I'll tell you that. It's a better location in Miami to open a church.
The other Columbia.
Oh. All right, man. And you know what's so funny? I had something I was going to say, and I just lost all my train of thought. This is episode 185, brought to you by No Grease Barbershop. Shout out to No Grease. I was in there this week. Shout out to D Nails, who basically told me it's T minus, so many years before I need to find a new barber. So I don't know what I'm going to do.
Where the hell you going?
You remember the announcement? They going to Houston?
Yeah. He going down there?
Yeah.
Man.
He pretty sure. He been talking about it for years.
That's what's up, though.
Absolutely. So shout out to him. Shout out to No Grease. Shout out to Ed. Y'all know what's going on. We got a dad tip of the week. Dang, I had something important to say.
Who's your backup barber?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to Ed.
You really don't have a backup barber?
Nope. But we're gonna do tryouts.
You loyal. See, this is the type of loyalty that men have right here. This guy doesn't even have a backup barber.
No, I've if Darnell's out of town or busy or just don't want to, if I didn't piss him off and he like, I ain't cutting your hair, and I go without. Darnell's been cutting my hair since I was 19.
Yeah.
I'm 36. And the funny part is I was loyal to a barber before him, and I just remember going to his house and he was like, yo, you want me to line you up before we go out? And I was like, nah, somebody else cuts my hair. And he was like, I got you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And he took out these little Walmart clippers and it looked good. And I was like, all right. And he was like, yo, I pay you. He was like, you give me $10, I cut your hair. And since then, I ain't never been back to that barber. That barbershop been sold. I ain't been back. And so he ain't $10 no more. Yo. I said, yo, what are we doing? So I don't know what I'm gonna do when he moves. I told him, I was like, I want to go to Houston, but I'm like, I'm not coming to Houston every month to get a haircut. So
that'd be kind of dope. We can go down there. We can do the pod down there. If he said a few years, we actually gonna be on in a few years. So
we better be on by December.
We shooting for it.
We're gonna have. What was Rick Ross doing his verses? He had strippers in here. We're gonna be doing that while we record.
See, Gav always go too far. We went from church, and now he over here with strippers.
Well, we dynamic,
which is what pastors be doing, but.
You see Bishop Whitehead. You know Bishop Whitehead and Eric Adams are cousins?
No, but that makes That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes, they cousins.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. Actually, my goodness, like.
Oh, what I was gonna say is, this has been documented. You can ask Ez, which is Mike's brother. Definitely in 2017, I told our old church that they should put every sermon on Spotify and make it a podcast, and they told me no.
Ooh.
And then COVID came, and they were so far behind that it was just like, all right, we drowning. But whatever. That's just a tip I gave a long time ago. I say, look, if you get there, and I remember when I took that picture, I took pictures for that church that rented out Blooming. Dog, what is that? The theater in Uptown Charlotte. Dog, it starts with a B.
That's Blumenthal.
Blumenthal, excuse me.
Yeah.
I remember the church, and he said when COVID happened, I started a 9:00 service just so I can get people ready for church. And he was like, I still only have one church location. He's like, now just tour, because he can go to any city and get 10,000 people to come to church.
He's a touring pastor?
Yeah. Like, bro, and it was lit up in there. And what he do is he get all his frat brothers to get every NAACP member in that city there. They get the principals from each school. They do networking for him. Bro, I ain't never seen a pastor walk up and there was a line around the building and people was taking pictures of everything. Super humble guy. But that was his thing. He said, everybody else church usually starts at like 10.
Yeah.
He said, we start at 8:30. And he said, it's mostly worship. They want people to get ready for church. They hear a little message and they go. He's like, people donate, tithe, whatever.
Yeah.
Offering.
Hey, man. I mean, I'm with it. I'm with all hustles, man.
All hustles. Shout out to that. Dad tip of the week. It is the summer. It is time to start saving correctly for a vacation. Actually, you're probably too far ahead, so I want to give y'all a dad tip to help you out. Treat your vacation fund. First of all, you need a vacation fund.
True.
My thing is, me and my wife, we have a savings account that's just for vacation.
Yeah.
So I encourage everybody to do that. No matter what your level is, you need to be taking a little bit of money out of every check that you just never see and put it into that account. It just comes out your paycheck. Some of us can only do $25 a check. Some of y'all can do $50. Some of y'all can do $100. Some of y'all can do $500. And for y'all, especially you all who could definitely do a couple $100 out of every paycheck, you need to treat that just like a 401k. And the reason what I'm saying is you need to be able to match it, right? Where it's like, hey, I'm gonna put $250 every month on vacation, but I'm also gonna put $250 a month away for an excursion on that vacation, dinner for that vacation, outfits, so that when it gets time, when it's summer, when it's 95 degrees, and you want to go to Cancun, or you want to go to the DR, you want to go to the Bahamas
or Myrtle Beach. Gav with these rich ass trips here for families.
I'm about to pull it back. You want to go to Columbia, South Carolina? You can go.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of us, look, I'm sorry. I'm here to let y'all know, me and Mike are now only attracting, we are going to be reaching back to the people who got 5 to 10 grand of disposable income a year.
Uh-huh.
The rest of y'all will follow, so you can get to the 5 to 10 grand of disposable income.
Hey, man.
So, but yeah, and I was thinking about that because we're going on we going to the beach. We going to Wilmington. I don't know what y'all think I got it going on around here. But me and my wife been taking care of that for like the last 3 months. It's like, all right, put this to the side. Let's do this. Save here. We are going to Cancun before that, but that was taken care of. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's a lot of that. Me and Mike got airline cards. What my wife do? I can't put shit in my name, right? But some of y'all need to be able to, the worst thing I've learned is having credit cards and you don't understand the benefit of those credit cards.
You gotta get the ones with the points. Like I probably got enough Hilton points right now where I probably could take a week vacation. I'm not, because I don't really like hotels. I prefer Airbnbs out of the country. But
really, I prefer hotels.
Yeah, I like in country. Yes, I prefer hotels. I don't do it, but out of the country, I always do Airbnbs. So that thing is probably gonna have like 3 weeks vacation on it by the time I use it. That's
what's up. It's weird for me. When you do go out the country, some of y'all need to be able to check the hotels and see if you can have visitors. I'm just throwing that out there. I like to get my room serviced every day. That's why I like hotels. Mind you, I worked in hotels. So
True.
That's just a personal thing there. Yeah. In the States, definitely hotels. My wife loves Airbnbs though, but she need it for a different reason.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm similar, right? Because I like The same thing. Like I like sitting on my patio and being able to light up a stick, right? I like having company on the patio. So it's like,
there you go.
Yeah, it's like so Airbnbs are just, for me, it's just a little bit. And they end up being a little bit cheaper.
True that. I'm going to Vegas in next year, and I'm already looking up rooms, and the hotels are like 3-4 times more.
Vegas got it.
They got to relax.
They got to relax, man.
Y'all just pop somebody on the strip. Prices should be in the ground.
Like I mean, every place you go out there, and they still have a few quote unquote affordable hotels, but by the time you add the resort fee, it's still like $80 a night. Like,
oh, it ain't 80, it's $180.
I remember Vegas used to be a place where it's like you could stay in like the nice hotels, like the Palazzo, that whole little corner down there. And I'm talking about, man, those rooms used to be like $100 a night, $110 a night. Yeah, them shit's like $300 now.
They not even 3. They like 4. I'm telling you,
that is insane.
Cosmo gonna run you $600. Palazzo in what's that? The Venetian.
Yeah, the Venetian.
That's gonna run you about $400 or $500.
That's crazy.
The cheapest hotel, probably like cheap, nice hotel, is probably gonna be Park MGM, and that's gonna run you like $280.
That's insane.
Yeah, bro. And that's on the way in. There ain't nothing down there. You gotta go. You gotta catch your Uber. But shout out to Vegas. I'll be back.
They got them little sports teams and lost their mind. They got real N-word on us real fast.
Lamar went out there and wowed out. He blew up the spot.
Lamar.
Odom.
Oh, Lamar did too much.
You know who else doing too much?
Who?
Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry, I've already made the cover art for this podcast. I actually did it last night. And the title of the thing is, what is it? I think it's, Bruh, You Know Better? Tyler Perry, you 100% know better.
What does Tyler know better on? Because sometimes I don't think he knows better. Sometimes I think he's just living in his truth or trauma. I don't know.
Well, he definitely living out his trauma. Let me read. So if y'all do not know, Tyler Perry is facing accusations for a multitude of things with what's his name? Dixon?
Oh, Dixon. Oh, crap. I thought you were talking about him telling the ladies to go and watch all his terrible shows that he knows that he trauma shows that he's putting out.
Oh no, that's
no. Oh, yeah.
No, we're talking about Dixon.
We're talking about
So for those who do not know, Dixon met Tyler Perry in 2019. From what I've heard, he was like a server. So Tyler Perry spotted him out.
Yeah.
That I'm not.
But here's the thing: if you're in LA
and you see something
you see talent, like I can see you saying, "Hey, you're going to be great at this job."
But I got something for you. And when he allegedly he offered him a career advancement in Ruthless and the Oval, and he wanted to see Dixon's pilot. There was, what did Tyler Perry say? He the dude who made,
so Dixon wrote a show.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's funny because if this is true, allegedly, Schitt's Creek, the boy who wrote that took that to Tyler Perry, and Tyler Perry didn't understand it. Who's also gay, by the way. And that show is 100% hilarious. If you into white comedy or just comedy, it's
not really into comedy.
You're not into comedy shows?
Not really. I watch stand up, but like most shows are just not good to me.
Oh yeah, no.
Schitt's
Creek is amazing.
Yeah.
You definitely seen The Boy's Dad. But anyway, it's a great show. It's a boy wrote it. He wrote it about his family. And it's loosely based on his family, right? Like if shit went wrong with his family, it's basically what he wrote. And he casted his dad to play his father, and it went and won awards. It's a great, amazing show. So Tyler Perry,
I've heard of Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, apparently Tyler Perry passed on it.
Okay.
So he told Dixon, "I want to see yours, so I don't pass on it."
Got you.
Sounds great. Then allegedly a couple of sexual assaults happened. One was in at Perry's. Tyler Perry had a dude living there in his guest home, right? And he entered in his room. He rubbed his thigh, and he climbed into the dude's bed uninvited. Didn't say that he told him to get out of his bed, but I'm gonna leave that alone. We'll get to that, tearing this story down. Whether I believe this is what it's called. Apparently, Tyler Perry got close enough to pull. Let me stop saying it from like a standpoint. I don't believe this. Tyler Perry allegedly pulled this dude's underwear down, groped him, and that happened. And he set him up and groped him again in 2020. And
wait, so when did this start? 2020, and then how much prior?
He met him in 2019.
2019.
The accusations are between 2020 and 2021.
Okay, so I mean, it's not really a huge period of time right here. I mean, look. I always say this: like, you can't have a power imbalance and have someone working for you and you trying to sleep with them, right?
Yeah, yes.
That's just not going to work.
You should not do that.
That's just not going to work. But if you see something you like, and you go after it, I'm not going to fault you for that. You just can't hire them.
You cannot hire them.
like I don't. And here's the thing: Tyler Perry didn't have to hire this guy.
He didn't.
Right? He could have just tricked off on him.
Could have.
So, that's the mistake is, why are you trying to bring this person so close into your proximity that you want them to act on your shows? I'm not familiar with any of these shows, so anybody in the comment section, correct me if I'm wrong, but if it sounds like he hired a guy and he's on Tyler Perry's shows and Tyler Perry likes him. I don't think you could do that. I don't think that's the right thing to do.
Well, did Tyler Perry not just see what Diddy going through?
In Harvey Weinstein, and that was real twang on that. Stain.
Yeah, you in Columbia. We just seen Diddy. The reason why Diddy is going through all this drama with Cassie is because she was an employee.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get tied up in a RICO.
Yeah.
You cannot hire the coochie or the bussy that you want, Tyler Perry. You cannot do that. This makes no sense.
You can't hire it.
Not when you work $2 billion.
No,
What?
What are you doing?
What are you doing, bro?
Just trick off. Just be like, hey, I think you're attractive. I'm rich. What's up?
What's up? You already got. First of all, why he living at your guest house? Maybe now I will say this. This is the only reason why I'm gonna give Tyler Perry an out if this is true. Tyler Perry does a lot of filming on his property.
Okay.
So if my thing is up in here, he acting, and I already got a little thing with him, I might be like, hey, bro, you could just stay here.
But it don't really sound like the guy is also gay. It kind of sound like the guy is being just harassed.
No, well, I don't know. You got to be, look, you could be, some people are gay for play, some people are gay for pay. I'm not.
How far are you willing to go to get this podcast off the ground?
Whoa. Hey, man.
Would you go to Tyler Perry house for dinner?
Yes.
To get the podcast? Would you stay at the guest house?
Yes. Come on.
I'm gonna leave it at that. Dude,
right.
I don't. Y'all know I don't like kicking black men back in. That's all I got. I'm gonna stop.
Tyler Perry, you called me over for dinner, bro, and you promised to invest in this podcast. Yo, I'll be in one of them shows. I promote divorced sisters every week. What? My morals are a lot lower than Mike's. I'm telling you that right now.
I mean, I go for dinner. I mean, a sponsor's a sponsor.
And Tyler Perry, I got a couple questions I want to ask. That's all.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm spending the night. It's just certain people's houses. I'm not spending the night. Not spending the night at Diddy house. Not spending the night at Harvey Weinstein's house.
Definitely. Now, I will not take a meeting with Harvey Weinstein. I won't.
Well, no, I don't think you can right now. But
definitely not there.
Yeah, definitely not anymore, right? But if he was out,
yeah, no. Yeah,
he was wilding. If you're too freaked out, I'm probably out around 11. And I'm a freaky motherfucker. So it's like, if I'm leaving, you probably need to pull back. like if it gets 11:30 and you be like, yo, where Pastor Mike Will going? He's out of here. You should probably pull back.
Absolutely. Well, for me, I'm assuming this dude was playing those games, gay for pay, gay for play games.
That's kind of how it sounds. That's what I was trying to get to.
Because if he's not, he's either doing that or he's gay. Yeah. Because apparently throughout the text messages, Tyler Perry was upset that he saw him with another guy, and the dude just laughed it off. If you're not gay, yo, I'm with my homeboy, you seeing this, and me and you got something or whatever, and I'm playing again. Something ain't all the way right there.
I tell you what, though, it definitely sounds like he does something that we see beautiful women do oftentimes, right? Which is, I'm going to trade your desire for me for what I need from you.
Absolutely.
And it sounds like that's going on. And again, Tyler Perry's too rich to fall for that game. Absolutely. I don't get when rich men fall for it. I'm like, bro, if a woman needs you, you don't really have to chase behind her.
You don't. And that's why I'm like, Tyler Perry doing too much.
Yeah.
He doing them text messages show me he doing too much. Also with the text messages, I think this is a non-story for the most part, because it's like, if Tyler Perry comes out as gay, nobody is turning over or looking the other way or thinking differently about it.
Yeah, I don't even think we'd be surprised.
That's why I'm saying nobody ain't gonna think.
Yeah, I don't.
Right?
Whether he is or not, I don't think. I think we all be like, okay, yeah,
okay,
whatever.
cool, whatever. You gonna keep doing what you're doing. You ain't changing nobody's opinion on you. Also, I just think that you too rich for this because now you got to deal with this, and this dude is suing you for 260. If you settle, he's not getting nowhere near that. But the fact that he feel comfortable saying, I'm about to show you this, and also like. It's just weird. And it ain't weird on Tyler's. Only thing I'm just looking at Tyler Perry is you cannot hire this. This is why, for me, right? I'm a business owner.
Yeah.
I've been told I need to hire somebody when I do my city stuff. And it was like, even that is like, I'm married, so that helps out a lot, right? Yeah. But I'm pretty sure if a hot 23-year-old thing, first of all, y'all know I don't talk to no woman under 27, right? Let's say she 27, she walk up in here. My wife is going to have to figure out what the fuck is going on, right?
Yeah.
And just out of respect, like you got to meet her, you know what I'm saying? Like it would be that. It's like you creating boundaries, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the other thing, like successful men in power got to start, it's boundaries here.
You got to have boundaries.
Clear ways of how promotions are going to go. You can't say, hey, bro, I'm going to give you a show. I'm going to put you on a show. I'm going to promote you. I'm going to pick up your pilot. And and you can't pay for cat or bussy with your credit card, the company card. You cannot. I don't know why y'all be thinking that y'all can.
Yeah. Go get cash from the bank. Send your runner to go get cash from the bank. You go get cash from the bank. Keep it in a safe. Stop putting it on the company card.
Please stop putting it on the company
card.
And
stop hiring people you want to have sex with.
No, mixing.
Like working for your company, you can hire people to have sex with. That's probably the smartest thing to do as a rich person.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about escort now, sugar baby, sugaring.
I don't believe in sugar.
Bro, that's like...
It's escorting.
I'm about to say this is one of the most prominent forms of escorting.
Yeah, I know, but I don't like the dudes like... I don't know. You know what I don't like about sugar? The bottom bitch tier of sugar. The H&M of sugar. We get to H&M in a little bit, but I don't like the dudes who go sit in Hooters.
Yeah. That's more of a. But see, that's more of a like sad thing, right? It's like seeing an animal in the zoo. Like I'm here to see the animal in the zoo, but it's kind of sad. Like, damn, you really should be in the wild.
Yeah.
So you see the older guy, you kind of be like,
I feel bad for him.
You should be married, bro. Like you should be home with your wife,
go to the strip
and your
club.
Kids. Like
the wings are better.
Yeah, like you right. That is sad.
Yeah, that's the part.
It's
so
sad.
The older sugaring, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yeah, that's
but
sad.
The Hooters sugaring, we need to end that today. Matter of fact, I'd be cool if we close down all Hooters and all Twin Peaks.
Hey man, Hooters used to be decent wings. They just prices went through the roof, wings went through the floor. No beer special. I don't like it.
And I don't drink beer.
I don't like it. Yeah, we got to acquire a taste with beer. Got to acquire a taste.
It's a lot of things I don't do that I got to get better at. But beer is one of those things where I just don't, I don't rock with. Sorry, y'all. I had to look at the time. Y'all got the longest podcast y'all ever got last week.
I know.
I was like, oh, damn, this thing said an hour and 45 minutes. But I respect it. Hold on, man. Let me get to my video.
We ain't get no complaints.
Nah, people like it. People like us. I don't know why you be thinking. I don't know why you don't want to go talk on people's podcasts. They want to talk to you.
See how Gavin just throws me up under the bus.
Absolutely. Shout out to officially Ice. I sent him over a dad pack, and Ice told me he got it. Yeah. Matter of fact, Ice didn't tell me he got it, so I thought it got lost. So I was checking the tracking, then I saw it got delivered, and he didn't say nothing, which is cool. And shout out to the Mod Father, because the Mod Father called me and was like, yo, you watching Joe Budden right now? Are you watching it right now? And I'm like, no, I only listen to the audio. And he said, yo, your merch is on the screen. And so I was like, nah, because my homegirl Sierra would have called me.
Yeah.
And so I called Sierra. She said, yo, I just started it, but I'm in the kitchen. And then she walks over and is like, yo, Ice is wearing your shit right now. And so I was super happy. Ice is like 3 years due on this podcast. We got to fix it. I'm glad he can come on now when the audio and our video is better. Because back then it would have been a waste.
Content's also better.
It'd be like that young boy who rented the studio and interviewed Allen Iverson and never pushed record.
Oh, gosh. You told me that broke my heart.
It broke my heart for him too. But it also, I was like, Iverson probably didn't care. He had on another player's jersey. It was so disrespectful. You interviewing Allen Iverson, I want to say he had on a Vince Carter jersey.
But I mean, I like when stars pay homage to other stars.
No, Allen Iverson didn't have on a jersey. The boy who was interviewing
I
Iverson.
thought you said Allen Iverson.
No.
The guy that was interviewing had on.
He had a Vince Carter jersey, and I was looking at him like,
yeah, you probably should wear the guy that you're interviewing jersey, or just a 76ers t-shirt
or a white tee, anything. Why are you wearing Vince Carter? And shout out to Vince Carter. They the same era, but I don't know if Allen Iverson don't look at Vince Carter as think that he me.
No, I'm pretty sure.
No disrespect.
It's like one of the great. Pretty sure he sees himself one of the top 10 NBA players of all time.
He shouldn't, but he probably do.
Yeah, he probably do. I mean, he can make an argument.
No, he can't.
He could definitely make an argument.
Allen Iverson can make an argument that he
for himself, right? Not us making an argument for him, for himself.
I understand your question.
Yeah, he could definitely be like, "Yo, I did this, this, and this." Like he really could.
Allen Iverson, I want you on. If you're willing to come on That Boy podcast that didn't push record, I would love to have you.
He probably would come out. I'm almost certain he lives in Charlotte.
I've seen him multiple times.
Yeah, I'm almost certain he lives here. And I actually saw him when I was going to Columbia.
Shout out there.
He was actually on the flight.
Raising the price.
Raising the rates for sure.
Bitch is going to be in delirium asking for $500 up front.
Need y'all NBA guys to stay here.
And
NBA guys,
singers.
Stay here. Tulum, America. Miami, Tulum, just please, for the love of God, leave us normal guys alone.
Allen Iverson, while I want you on this podcast, and I would love to sit down with you, and if you want to have this argument, you seem too nice for me to say what I'm about to say. You don't have an argument being in the top 10, but it's cool.
He could. I'm saying for his what I'm saying is like there's certain NBA players if they go through their career. Vince Carter, if he goes through his career, he could probably say, "Yo, I'm that." We just saw Tracy McGrady make this argument,
and they tearing Tracy McGrady ass up online.
I know, but I'm saying like, yo, I can see what he covered. Like Carmelo Anthony, I can see Carmelo saying, "Yo, as a scorer, I'm one of the top 10 all time greatest."
He will be wrong.
I'm just saying, I can see him saying it. I can see him saying it.
Funny enough, I have AI, D Wade, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Melo.
Yeah.
Down there with Gary Payton. They top 30. They between that 25 to 35. Which is disrespectful to all of them, especially disrespectful to Allen Iverson.
Especially for us saying it. But I'm just saying, like, I can see how guys that were super talented.
Yeah.
When you think about yourself, you like, man, yeah, it's Jordan, LeBron, me. I can see how they get there.
It's like Jim Jones talking crazy about Nas. Another crazy one. Y'all are out. Y'all know better.
It's the summer heat, bro. It's the summer heat.
And my girl always says when it get hot, people get a little crazy.
It's the summer heat.
Jim Jones, that was the most disrespectful conversation. And the sad part of it is, on Joe Budden, they tried to like help you out. And they try to help you out. And they try to be respectful because they know you. Yeah. And I respect that. But they were wrong. They were wrong. Jadakiss and Fat Joe were, they try to help you out to like back you up from the ledge. You never talk crazy about a top 5 rapper of all time. And your thing is my son and them don't know who he is. That's not right. I'm gonna leave that at there.
Let's see here, Jim Jones. That was Diplomats, right? Like that group.
Yeah.
Low key Diplomat should have been better, man. Y'all picked the wrong fight.
They did, but then also that was that was around that time when New York was basically like F everybody and it's them versus the world.
I know, but them getting in a fight with a fellow New Yorker that was obviously on a fucking rocket ascent.
And he took all the best talent with him.
Yeah, like y'all, like that was just
that was crazy.
Picking the wrong fight, wrong time.
Picking the wrong fight, but then they linked in on F New York, and that was actually the downfall of New York. But whatever, that split. You accompany that with people talking to Nas crazy. Then you got your best talent running down to Miami, and then Lil Wayne pops up in Miami on a historical run of like none other. Then it was over for New York. But it is what it is. Shout out to New York. I'll be up there soon. Also, before we go into ice, sorry, y'all. We going rants here. I was talking crazy in the comments about Columbia. Then I was like, damn, I got to go down there soon. So I need to relax.
Yeah, you do need to relax.
Shout out. And look, I always said 100 Colombian dudes versus 100 Charlotte dudes. Charlotte is in for Colombia's winning. They down there are different and they eat different. That's all I'm gonna say. But I don't want no smoke with Columbia. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all. Damn, Miss Sapphire just popped up on my Instagram. I gotta get her off my feed. All right, here we go.
Religious man.
One of my favorite
That's
times.
reasonable.
That's
I
reasonable.
think like there's nothing worse than being away with somebody and
finding
as
out
soon
that
as you
two
get there,
sandwiches
you're
short
like,
of a
oh
picnic.
my God, I have 3 days in this foreign country with this person.
Yeah, that happened.
Nope.
But you got your own bread, so you can get up out of there.
You speaking from experience?
Oh, I have definitely booked a flight before.
You left the
I gotta
trip.
go. Yeah.
What he did?
Why'd she lose the trip?
They know.
Tell him what he did.
At this point in the video, I said it's either money. I thought it was money. He was broke.
I was thinking bad, like very, very bad sex.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking money. I was like, it has to be money. That'll be, I can justify if we get out here, she realized I didn't scam her. I ain't got no money.
But see, I think Joy would trick off on a guy. I low key.
But she already told us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like she gives off that vibe, right? She gives off that vibe. It's like, yo, I got us. Which is kind of why I like her. I like a woman that tricks off on men.
Yeah.
But what was the reason?
Tell him what he did.
It's right on to be a tongue.
If she left the trip, what could he have done?
He's a
wanna know.
religious man.
He was a businessman.
Oh, he pulled the Bible out. What he did?
He ain't want to give you no.
She said religious man. I thought she said business man.
Wait.
no,
Joy
hold on.
Taylor.
You left the
Give
trick
you
because he
no
didn't want to give
Are
you.
you expecting sex from men if
That
they're on
wasn't the terms
vacation
of
with
the
you?
agreement. That wasn't the terms of the agreement.
Are you expecting
He
sex with the
reneged on
man?
the sausage?
I just want to say
Sure.
And you
So wait, he-
women are way
So y'all-
notorious with dubious consent than men.
That ain't dubious consent.
She was expecting it. He never consented.
They didn't have sex though.
I know, but she wanted to.
If he said no to the consent and they didn't have sex,
It don't sound
that
like they
ain't-
had that conversation. It sounded like he just wasn't coming off of it.
No, well, she goes on. We ain't got to play the whole thing.
Yeah.
She said they've had sex before. He got down there, he got religious and said, I'm not having sex. So she booked her shit out of there.
So she didn't tell him. I mean, he didn't tell her beforehand.
No, that's what her thing. She was like, we discussed this and we've already had relations and then we get to this
But
country.
see, well, okay, all right. This was my question then. If she's already having relations with him and then they go on a trip and then he's saying like, no, I just got saved. I'm not having sex on this trip. I think Joy's in the wrong here.
How? Oh, I can't wait to hear
She's
this.
in the wrong here.
How?
Because he has to consent. He
said no.
and he can withdraw consent at any time.
And they didn't have sex.
I know, and then,
So consent ain't violated.
now she's leaving.
Cool. So
No, that's wrong. Like that man came down to spend time with her.
You giving the long arms with the reach, and I respect it because I know what we doing here. Joy Taylor, I stand with you, sis. Pack it up.
So if you went on a trip with a woman that you had sex with, and then you get
You're
down
not
there,
supposed to ask this.
and y'all get there, and she ain't coming off the buns. You said I'm bouncing, because that's what Joy just did.
Yes. No. Hold on. Couple things. Hold on. Let me change this. I'll make it better for you. If we going on the trip and you ain't giving up box, one of us is leaving.
I'm just no.
One of us is leaving.
Okay, so all right, we're not talking about first time meets, right? We're talking about we're not trafficking, right? We're talking about
Please.
we're talking about you've had relations in the past.
Sure.
Then they get down there and they saying like, "Yo, it ain't going down."
Cool. When you come back to the room, your key might not work.
Y'all boys are rough.
Now, I will say this. If we in a different country, I might look out for you. If we in the States, your key won't work.
If we in Myrtle Beach,
Your key would not work.
you on that trip back to Charlotte.
Your key would not work. I promise you that. Now, if we in a different country, it might be one of those where I'm like, all right, let's get separate rooms. We can have fun. If I see you at the pool, cool. We ain't even got to go to dinner. I'm not going down. Like, first of all, I'm much more player than that. Right? First of all, I'm much more married than that. So, but we know what it. Can we have a real conversation?
We can have a real conversation because this is where I'm trying to get to. What you about to say is where I'm trying to get to.
Yes.
Right? Is that when we go on these trips and it's two people of opposite sex or same sex, we just talked about Tyler Perry, right? When you on this trip,
Well, the gays they know what they doing when they get out.
Yeah, it's
they
like-
make it clear.
It's okay to be like, hey, I am going on this trip with you, or I'm taking this trip with you, or I'm going with you on this trip with the intentions of us getting it in.
Yes, and I think
And that's okay. Like because we've kind of made it kind of weird on the internet for the last 3 years.
We have made it. Maybe I think the hosing came out the last 3 years. Definitely the 5 years before that.
Yeah.
It was definitely like, oh, if I go out the country, you shouldn't expect me to suck your dick, bitch.
Like,
what?
Like we kind of made it like because I'm going on a trip. So again, at the beginning of this conversation, I'm obviously playing along. Like if I'm on a trip and the chick is there, like I told you, I need a balcony. All right.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing. My favorite line is when the girl's like, "So what you gonna do if my period is on?" You knew. Never mind. Y'all track that, and y'all know how to alter that.
Ain't too much changing. Saying
Fact.
This ain't too much. We being honest, ain't too much.
Ain't too much changing, but y'all know how to track that, and y'all know how to shift that.
Yeah.
Y'all done shift y'all periods for less.
Yeah, ain't too much.
Oh, I'm going out tonight, bitch.
Yeah.
I need to look. So here's my thing. The reason why I say the last couple of years, because now girls know. I think we now are getting to a point where the ladies know, like, all right, if I go on this trip with him, the way he been talking, the way he been tricking off, let's go ahead and tell this is the truth.
Yeah.
Y'all only don't fuck on the trips because you don't like the guy.
There you go. He's catfished you.
He got you.
Yeah.
Or like you didn't. Now it's time to pay up them debts.
Yeah.
And this ain't trafficking.
Or you done got back with your boyfriend before you done went.
Yeah, and it's like, but I'm going on this trip.
Yeah, I'm going on this trip.
I gotta go on this trip. And it's like, but most of the time, like most of the girls, because I've thought about this, like, oh, if I ever went out on a trip with a chick, like, what's gonna happen? And it's like, yo, she getting it. I remember, it's too much information on my wife, but I just remember we were about to go on trips, and she was like, nope, my cycle is going to be that week.
So we can't go.
Don't pick that. Don't pick between these weeks. And that's important to know. Some of y'all need to know that before you go on these trips. So, Cause I'm never believing that, yo, my period's on.
Should you take her while she's ovulating?
You shouldn't go on those trips. You should not go on these trips. You need, like, some of y'all need to have that. But and also, I don't believe in tricking off on, yo, we ain't never did it before. We ain't never went out nowhere. You ain't let me know that you interested in me. Why are you taking her out the country?
Yeah, that's weird. First off, you should never take a woman out of the country unless y'all going to the Bahamas. Like that should be the extent until you get married.
Not Cancun? Cancun ain't cheap no more. It ain't even cheap no more.
Okay, Cancun, Bahamas, right?
Okay.
But y'all be taking these exotic trips, and I be like,
St. Lucia. Whew. Like, how much money y'all make? Cause then there, she don't care what you look like. She going on that trip.
She going on that trip.
She got to take a ferry to get to where you going. She going on the trip.
And then you really want it, but you ain't asked for it, right?
Yeah.
So now you down there, you trying to infer, you trying to imply, you done drop thousands of dollars. I mean, look, just get it before. Like, so Joy, this is where I didn't know, right? Like, I'm like, Joy, y'all should have had that conversation before you got there. Like, unless he got saved on Sunday and y'all left on Tuesday, then bro wrong.
Yeah.
Bro wrong.
Joy, you should have known that. And I also want to know who paid for that trip. That's big. Because you know what it is.
Well, she left, so he paid. Because if she paid, she wasn't leaving.
That's true.
They gonna get their money's worth.
That's true.
Yeah. She would have been real. She would have been disrespectful the whole rest of the trip. But
he might have been burning. Something ain't right. Why he was either religion or, yo, I'm burning.
Yeah. Like I got hooked up with the wrong chick before we came down here. I mean, you can fix that on the trip though. You can get that 2 days before you go, bro.
Hey, my mind is going now. Something ain't right.
Yeah, something ain't right. Because Joy in a bikini in a foreign place,
wanting to get cracked.
Yeah, I might just have to talk. I might have to just confess when I get back home.
Yeah. Some people,
God understands.
He gonna understand. What I love B Simone. So I spent my whole weekend crying, laughing the whole week. I've been laughing nonstop. That's been my favorite thing. One of the things that had me crying was B Simone saying that she was at the store and then she didn't have it, so she had to run to H&M and get clothes. And she's like crying. First of all, I love performative potting. I've said that plenty of times. I believe that me and Mike need to take acting classes so we can get into that bag. Because when we get to that bag, then we definitely jump in nice and neat. The pivot, all the smoke. I didn't come up. Gillian Waller, we're gonna beat y'all on 2 on 2. It's a lot of people I had time to think about. And nice and neat is definitely on my list now. But I'm gonna find you. I respect y'all. Crash Dummy Pies, we're gonna come for y'all too. But I gotta get ready. I gotta get right for that.
Crash Dummy, they're in London, right?
No, I think they're here.
Oh.
They are hilarious. The fact that people call in and just say crazy wild stuff is amazing to me. I love it. But B Simone saying she had to go to H&M and like almost crying about it. Let me know how much more I don't like B Simone. I used to have a crush on her back in the day.
Wow.
Is that eyebrow and
You are truly a boobs guy.
I said her eyebrows. Jeez.
Yeah, because I know what you said. And I know you. Like,
I do have a thing for brows.
okay.
I like brows, boobs, feet, and hips. Not necessarily a butt, but hips.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
But
But it's something about that weird brow she got. I like that. And then her voice, but it was kind of annoying, but it was still kind of like, and you got to be able to eyeball the chick that's losing weight that still thinks she fat, but she a freak. Why she like some of y'all don't know how to eyeball the right woman. And that's why y'all stuff ain't turning right. Like I can eyeball like she's glowing up, but she still think that she overweight.
Yeah, say I can eyeball work.
Oh, I really can. Me and my girl had this conversation all the time. How good I am at eyeballing certain stuff. She
No,
don't
you have to be a talent scout. I mean,
you do. And
look,
so
women are talent scouts. Drea is probably one of the greatest talent scouts of all freaking time.
yeah, she just got stopped starting in high school.
This is them. This is them and their internet. I don't know.
But yeah, so it was something about B Simone. But then she started talking. Nothing was worse than when a woman overtalks and she's no longer attractive.
Yeah, she's not a good person.
Well, she not. I don't like the overly God thing. Because I'm with you. I grew up too much in church, and some of y'all, when you telling me too much, I'm starting to believe you don't believe what you're saying.
Exactly.
And then when she writes a book and she stole the whole thing, I ain't like that.
She stole a whole book.
Yeah, she wrote a book and she put it on Amazon, and then the girl who wrote it, like she was like, "Yo, this is my book." Like you pretty much just changed like one or two. It was bad too, bro. It was bad because it was like a self-help workbook.
The crazy thing is, it's the amount. One of the things that the internet has done that we don't pay attention to is it really shows you the mental illness that is out here in the world, bro.
You say that a lot.
Yeah, because like we really, because I'll look at people sometime and I'll be like, yo, that makes zero sense. But I see how it makes sense to you. Your brain is broken. Like for real, like your brain is broken. Like I see it. And like a lot of things that she say and then like, it's coming back, right? Like, the whole, bruh. So I didn't watch the interview, but I saw 2 clips, right? So I see
I'm
the
about to pay one.
So I know she got the one clip where she's like,
I'm about to play her friend.
Her friend was broke and B Simone.
Because you're connected to this person, being a best friend with a celebrity, everybody thinks that, because you're connected to this person, then your life is just as grand as theirs, or you got
it, or they helping you.
Baby, didn't have a job, living with my parents, a single mom.
Woo.
All this happened to me this past year.
Jesus.
And then it's like to not have resentment in my heart towards you because I saw you do this for other people. I saw you give a check to somebody to help them through whatever they went through. And it's like, God, like nobody didn't give me a handout, but guess what? That wasn't your responsibility. God had to take me through that for my own seasons, for my own thing. I had to get my car repossessed.
Jesus.
I had to go through the food stamps line. I had to be on Medicaid because whatever I'm building my story too. But it's like, as a friend somebody who has it, it's hard to digest. They're probably shocked that a celebrity.
One of the, my old pastor wasn't all bad. He actually was a great guy.
Yeah.
But I kept him at a level, so I didn't have to see the bad in him, if there was any, right? One of his favorite lines is, some of y'all be blaming God for the devil's work or your own work.
Yeah.
You having unprotected sex with somebody and having a baby and not working, so you're in the Medicaid line. First of all, a lot of y'all is in this stuff because it's just cheaper for the government to pay for y'all being single moms than actually working yourself. And you blaming that on God had to take me through the valley is crazy to me.
That is insane. It is also insane that B Simone is like, yes, bless. And
using the Lord's name in vain.
This is your friend over here, and you helping other people, you're not helping your friend. See, when I hear stuff like that, you're not really friends.
Okay.
You're not really friends.
I heard something different, but keep going. I like this.
You're frenemies. Yeah, you really are, right? Like, you are sadistic and you like, let me see what's going to happen to you next, right?
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's a little lab radish. I really do. I think it's a little paying attention and be like, Phew. Let me see what happens when somebody's car get repossessed, right?
What if you going through postpartum and you telling me everything is okay? And I don't know.
True. Fair. That is fair,
So,
right?
maybe-
But I think you know when your friend show up with no car.
Oh, girl, I just called Uber.
This is you know fair. I can argue against that, Gav. When you're right, I tell you like all
So
right.
I'm wondering now.
Yeah.
But that was in the comments.
Yeah.
A lot of people was like, and I understand people's thing because it takes a lot. Like, hey, I'm a single mom. I'm living with my parents. You do notice if I'm your best friend.
Yeah.
Now I looked at it and said, I thought Shorty was dry begging for the future. That's what I saw.
Well, I thought that too until I saw the second clip where she was like, she got these brand deals because I think right now B Simone is struggling.
Yeah, well, she at H&M.
Yeah. So
First of all, shout out to H&M.
yeah, I can't fit none of y'all stuff, but shout out to y'all.
Me either. And I'm scared.
Yeah. So it's like but again, though, I think that's why you're supposed to have real strong friendships because most of the time, crazy enough, both of y'all are not going to be up at the same time.
Facts.
Right. So I think when you have these strong friendships, it is so one person is up and they kind of reach back, pull the other person up, and it's like, hey, when you get to where you need to be, there might be a time where I need you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I think that is that duality that goes on in friendship. So when I see people like I would never enjoy seeing any of my friends struggle. Right now,
Facts.
if you to your point, right? If you don't know, you don't know. But if you do know, right? Like if your car get repossessed, right? Yo, I'll come pick you up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I got you.
And it sounds like, let's lean into your point a little bit. It sounds like what Sis is saying or what you're saying is, hey, a lot of stuff happened to this young lady in 1 year for you to not be like, you straight? And you passing out checks to other people.
Especially, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, especially if you have abundance. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different if y'all both just working, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm working, you working, bruh. Like, all I can do is come pick you up and drop you off, right? I can't give anything beyond this, right?
And if this gas go to $8,
yeah, you stuck.
Yeah.
Right. But if it's like, but if I'm into a place where it's like, yo, I'm ordering a fucking black car everywhere and I really don't even use my car and my boy is struggling, it's gonna be like, yo, hey, come grab my car, man. I don't even use it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, come grab it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, that's what friendship is. And it don't really sound like they're friends. It really sound like that they're two people that enjoy the lap ratting of seeing other people suffer that's going on.
Ain't that the entertainment industry though?
True.
I
indeed.
think we are learning in the last 5 years, especially in the last couple of years, entertainment industry is nothing but fake relationships anyway.
Facts.
And some of y'all are, you're thinking you're cool. I saw a makeup artist who like was doing a celebrity's makeup and they were mad that the celebrity wasn't like looking out for them, like on other stuff. And I was kind of like interested in that. I was like, are they supposed to? You know what I'm saying? But people assume that, hey, we best friends. We're friends. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, some of y'all are just cool with people.
Yeah.
I saw a guy, he's a pretty popular, he ain't pretty popular. He's a very popular makeup artist, right? And him and the girl, I was recording a podcast. He was a guest on a girl's podcast, right? Dude probably has like 250,000 followers as a makeup artist. And dude came in, he didn't say nothing. Chill. Mind you, I see them online, so I'm thinking they besties, and they ain't even saying nothing. They just chilling, right? Camera turns on, they act like they best friends again. Camera go off, they say nothing. And they were debating if they wanted to go out to eat.
Yeah.
And I was just like, interesting. Thought y'all was, you know what I'm saying? But you don't know people's relationships. And when that camera turns red, right? That light comes on, people be really different. So it's always interesting there. One of my favorite parts of the show is Ask a Black Man. It's actually Ask a Black Dad. I don't know why I put man on the board. But we got an interesting topic, which I love because simply Mike came up with this topic and I was talking about this and I used my pops as an example yesterday. So I think it's hilarious. Hold on. Let's get this thing started. Let's do this. It's going to make me open up Instagram. I hate y'all thing.
Regrets
Hold on.
in my marriage is that I waited to say things. And the reason why I did it was because I felt as though I was keeping the peace. I felt as though by not saying something because it was small or whatever, that it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. Or Or, and y'all fellas know exactly what I mean when I say this, I'll bring up something, but then instead of that something being addressed, now it's got to be, well, when you blah, 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 it's like, but we're not talking about that right now.
That's real.
We're talking about this. We're communicating this thing. So it got to where I would stop saying stuff because I was guilty of always saying, I know how this conversation is going to go. And what I meant by that is I don't know every word that you're going to say to me, but what I do know is that we're not going to address the thing that's on my mind because something's going to get thrown back in my face.
So what is the dad question?
How do you speak your mind, in your relationship? Because like he said something there, right? Because I was guilty of when I was married, or even in just relationship in general, right? Like I know when I say something, like I don't know exactly what you're gonna say, but I already know what's coming back, right? Yeah. Like I'd be stunned if anything else didn't come back. And then sometimes you try, you'd be like, well, maybe it'll be different this time.
Yeah.
And then it's not different, and you'd be like, I knew better.
Yeah.
Right? I knew better.
Whenever you say maybe to be different, it's never different. You do better by not saying nothing to yourself. Like,
and again, that's the problem because that's what the guy right here is struggling with.
Yeah, I think so. In my house, I told you very early on, shout out to you, shout out to my pops. And it was a couple of the fellas who I knew that were married before I got married. And the number one thing that I always, and I said it on here, that my father especially, who, and y'all just confirmed it, was like, don't keep score in your house.
Yeah.
If you keep score, y'all would never go anywhere. You would never make it. You would never have conversations that matter. And so I adopted that very early. So for me, I have a rule that if we are having an issue in public, we table it. When we get home now, as soon as you cross, whoever crosses that door second, it's game time. Like, let's talk. Now, my thing is, so I believe in that. I don't believe in like having arguments in public. Now, I've had an argument with my wife in public, of course, even recently. You know what I'm saying? But I give her the
unknown caller.
Smalls, Denzel Smalls. I don't know who you is, but we recording. But also, I give my wife like a little heads up, like, yo, you sure? You sure this is what you trying to? You want to have a conversation right now, or you want to have it home? I don't.
Do you do the? I need to talk to you when we get home.
Nah. I'd be like, like the last time this happened, we was at Ben's house, right?
Yeah. Nothing pisses me off more than we need to talk. Like if you want to set me out, like any woman that knows me,
yeah. Well, look,
you text me that we need.
You know what it was? Ben set me up. And nothing worse when your boy set you up. That's why I'm going to whoop his ass one day. Ben set me up because we was supposed to have a new refrigerator.
Yeah.
The money, I don't know where the money for the refrigerator went, but the refrigerator wasn't in the house, right? Cool. Ben knew this. So Ben made a joke.
Oh.
And he knew that should have pissed her off.
Oh.
Right? So I'm looking, and so I know where the refrigerator money went.
Yeah.
And my wife tried to act like I ain't bought it yet. And I'm like, you want to do this here? And like, she kept making a joke. She kept going in and she laughing. Ben definitely laughing because he crying because he knows I know where the money went.
Yeah.
And he just being a dick at this point. So I was like, so my wife kept nagging. So I was like, you sure? And so I said enough to let her know that I ain't playing. And then we went straight home.
Yeah.
Right? Because she was pissed. Because I got her ass. I had to do a little pow in front of people. But it wasn't necessary. But when we got home, we had a real conversation. And one thing I always tell her is like, because my wife rather is like, she's more or less like, hey, I don't want to say anything if it ain't. Because I do believe you do need to pick your battles at home.
Yeah.
I don't need to be mad at you looking for your keys every morning if it ain't serious, right?
Yeah.
Now if it becomes a thing where you tear up the house and the house looks a mess every day before certain shit you just ain't got time to argue about. But for me and her, it's like, hey, no, we're going to do this calm. What's your issue? And I was about to say I require this, but I love for this to happen where I tell her, cool, what would you like to happen with that information? Like you told me you don't like this.
Yeah.
What would you like to see?
Yeah.
Because then that'll help me to understand like where we're going next. If you say, hey, my wife sat me down. When I go in the cabinets, I leave all them bitches open. All right. For a person that can't reach them because she's shorter, that don't make her happy.
Yeah.
So she sit me down. Yo, you got to start. I don't like when they open because of this and that reason. Something might fall. I can't, whatever case may be. It'd be nice if you start closing this, right? So I have to follow those things. And the same thing with her. When I don't like something, it's like, hey, I don't like this. This is what I would like. And then we have a conversation. But I don't believe in iron fist and shit. I don't believe in, arguing in public. I don't believe in being silent either, because, and this is the part, then I'll let you speak, that I had with my pops, because my pops is complaining about some stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to tell him, I love when you get to parent your parent.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They getting old now, so you can get them.
You can get them, yeah.
Yeah, you can get
them. And I
was
like, yo, unfortunately, you've been with my mom for the last 37 years. So over the last 3.5 decades, you have allowed this type of behavior to be acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Now, other people don't want to deal with X, Y, and Z, or other people don't want you dealing with X, Y, and Z, but you've been silent so long that it's cool.
Yep.
You can't get mad at her now for thinking she been doing this shit for 3.5 decades. Like, that's a long time, right?
It's on you.
It's on you, bro.
Yeah.
But also, hey, I ain't finna deal with this. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
It's just funny there, and that's kind of going back to the mental. We was talking about it last week, like, mental anguish and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I saw what being silent did to my grandfather, what it did to my dad. I said, bump that.
Yeah.
That's me.
And there is a balance, right? Like the being silent, the picking the right battle. And one of the things that I realized that anytime you really, really having it rough with a woman is to just ask them, like, hey, how do you feel about me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you really see me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is how I feel, and maybe this might just be my feelings.
True.
But you know what? But maybe you don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you don't. And that's information I can use, right?
Yeah.
I can use that information. So a lot of times, I think when we're having conversations as men and women are just responding over the top, you got to be like, hey, how you feel about me? Like, what do you see me as? What type of man do you see me as, right?
True.
And make her think for a moment, oh,
You
crap.
are a bitch. Oh.
Or she might say you are a bitch.
Yeah.
I hope you know it's over at that point, unless you're into it. Yeah, unless you're into it. Unless you're into it. But it's like, it's nothing wrong with asking a woman to, like, hey, what do you think you're doing to my feelings right now?
Shitting on them, nigga.
Like, what do you think? You know what I'm saying? Like, because, if you keep doing this, like, what do you think the result's going to be, right? Like, what do you think is going to be produced from what you're doing?
You ever did that to a woman, share your feelings?
Share my feelings? So typically I am a feeling sharer, right? So typically I do let a woman know how I feel, because I'm quick to put something in the category. So it's like, and I used to do it and not tell people.
Yeah.
And then I realized that was wrong. So whenever I'm with somebody and it's any sort of intimacy whatsoever, right? Whether it's a friendship, whether it's intimate, I always make sure that people understand it's like, hey, with what's going on right now, this is kind of where you get slotted. And I'm cool with that if you cool with that. But if you're trying to get slotted here, I need you to elevate yourself to this level. So
True.
It's really hard to make me get pissed off at you. Like, I'll feel it for a moment.
Yeah.
And then, man, I just put you where you need to be and I just keep moving.
Yeah. I'm doing that better. Getting better at that. Also, but I don't allow people to get me emotional.
Yeah.
Anybody that's gotten me emotional, I literally got away from them.
Yeah, no, true.
You know what I'm saying?
But sometimes you can't get away from your wife.
Yeah. So I don't let her get me emotional, right? Me and you know this, and I don't know if I told you I fixed it, but like me and her brother fell out, right?
Yeah.
I didn't speak to that nigga for like 18 months.
Yeah.
He got me emotional.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? I got something for this. I can fix this.
Yeah.
And I don't do that, right? Yeah, my wife has never really hurt my feelings, I don't think. I think I got out the shower one time, I was too soft, and she said, that ain't gonna work. I will say that. She did say that.
She said the skin was too soft. Like,
she was like, no, that can't be it.
Did you use my moisturizer? Like,
she was like, that can't be it.
That can't be.
And I was like, yo, it's cold. I just hopped out the shower and grabbed my
Oh,
towel.
it was too soft. I thought you meant your skin was soft.
No, it was too small.
Oh.
She was like, this can't be it. It was bad too.
I'm on the whole nother. I'm thinking he talking about the man's skin, Gavin.
Nah.
Man, look, man, do not let any woman shame you with pool penis, bro. It happens. Like, yo, it's cold. Like, don't do that. Don't do that.
Especially after you've been doing it for 10 years. Like,
yeah, no.
I don't care.
Don't. I thought this man talking about his skin. This man is over here Tyler Perrying me right now.
Tyler Perry, you know better, bruh. Pusha T, I absolutely love your rollout, even though they're calling you a clout chaser.
I was just about to say that. So you down with the clout chaser?
Nah, I don't think he cloud chasing.
Dude, everything he rolls
I'm
out
going
is
to shoot bail.
Okay.
I'm letting you know where I stand. But go ahead.
I'm just saying, every time he rolls out, it's on somebody else. It's like somebody else expense. I know. Let me say this though. Let me add this. If a man's breaking up with this woman and you record him and you save that, you need to get punched in the face. Right? Real talk. And y'all know I'm not even violent like that, but I think some lessons are just learned. I think sometimes you need to understand that like certain things between you and people you care about, that just stays with y'all, bro. That doesn't go anywhere else. Me and my ex-wife is in divorce court, and there was things that we could have brought up, and we were just like, you know what? I was afraid she was gonna bring it up. She probably was afraid I was gonna bring it up. Neither one of us did it, and that gave a level of respect. We was just like, you know what? We ain't take them shots.
I'm gonna shoot. First of all, I always said this. I don't take slander against. I let y'all kick Michael Jordan's back in, but I always defend it. I don't take KD's slander. Kanye West is now on the list. Y'all can slander him all you want to. I don't care. I don't take Pusha T slander. And yeah, it's those two. And Kenny. Y'all know what's up with K. I don't take that slander. And SZA. Oh my gosh. I asked my wife, this is so disrespectful. I asked my wife, because I want to get her lips tatted on me. I said, what if I got scissors and I said it was yours? And her arm cocked back. But it was fucked up. So, I don't believe Pusha T really recorded a video. I think that was just in jest. Now, here's my thing.
Yeah.
I am super respectful. Let me put it like this. I really love this rollout because I've said this plenty of times years ago, probably about 8 years ago when Pusha T was going through everything with Drake. And it might not have been 8 years ago, but it was a long time ago.
It was a long time.
Well, him and Drake and them been beefing since, I don't know, 2010.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
it goes way back.
Yeah.
Well, just the whole Young Money versus Pharrell.
Yeah.
That's where all this shit starts at, right? It starts with, for those who do not know, Pharrell did a beat for Birdman. Birdman decided to do what Birdman has been known to do and not pay.
I'm about to say, you didn't pay him?
He didn't pay him. And so that caused a riff.
Yeah.
Right? And so that riff, then when Lil Wayne was about to start his run, somebody tweeted Lil Wayne. I don't think Lil Wayne understood how the internet worked, but somebody tweeted Lil Wayne and said, yo, you sound like the Clips. Y'all dressing like the Clips. And Wayne just replies back. He was replying, but he didn't hit reply. He replied back, F Pusha T. So the war started. So that's where all this starts at. And then it's been subliminals, and then they had their beef. Pusha T has always, and this is why I love Pusha T, he has always drew a line in the sand of, they don't act like you. Don't expect people to be raised like you.
Yeah.
And he talks about how his father taught him that, like, hey, people aren't built like you. So stop expecting men to behave like men, because they don't. If you hold them up to a pedestal, they don't. Now, with this whole rollout, it is the Drake conversation. It is the Kanye conversation. It is the Travis Scott conversation. The only one I really kind of have an issue with is the Kanye one, but he kind of cleaned that up for me. It's like, yo, I only deal with him on music level. I do think it's funny that, hey, he kicked Kanye back in and Kanye said he missed him. That lets me know that he knows a lot about Kanye that he just don't say, and is whatever. The Travis Scott thing is funny to me because I saw it just like everybody else saw it. Travis Scott don't rap. And I think that's why he giving him the interview pow. It's like, I know you can't respond back and diss me.
And yeah, I had saw that, which is kind of messed up.
But what Travis Scott did, that is foul. You can't come and interrupt my studio session, jumping around like, hey, I want to play y'all something. And the next day, the song comes out with Drake verse on it, dissing me, and you didn't play that for me. Especially when the mother of your child broke up with you and you was crying in my shoulders, and this is the same woman who said, I won't allow your family to announce that I'm pregnant. And you were literally online at Twitter like, I wish my mom could share her joy. Y'all keep messing with these Kardashians, and some niggas just realize like, it's iffy over there.
Because a lot of dudes because they need affirmation, right? So it's like, yo, I go with a chick that I know that everybody want. Now I know I got a chick everybody want. Not a lot of men can pick their own anything, right? Their own chick, their own style, right? They need that affirmation from others. So I get what Pusha T is doing, but I think Pusha T, like when you look at like, levels, like where is a rapper at, right? Like, I think to go back to the Melo conversation, right? Melo and Allen Iverson, they all see themselves as top 10 players. I think that's Pusha T in rap, right? I think Pusha T sees himself as like, yo, I'm one of the rap goats, and it's like,
well, absolutely. So I understand what you're getting at. I think we gotta separate artists versus rappers, because I think that when it comes to rap skill, rap ability, I do definitely believe he believes he's better than him. And I definitely believe he's going to look and say, yo, I got 3 classics. How many of y'all got? Travis Scott don't have 3. You know what I'm saying? And I love Travis Scott. He got 2. You know, Drake got 5 of them. I ain't going to lie. There's no need of lying there. But with that, Pusha T says it all the time. I don't see Drake as a rapper.
Yeah. I mean, and I see it, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's
so
like,
you're
you
right.
know,
I like your example. I don't like the person. This is, me. I'm shooting bail for my guy.
Yeah.
Pusha T, whenever you want to sit down, boy, I will take a second mortgage out on the crib to make that interview happen.
He really would. So
yeah,
wait till we make money, please. So
please, because I can't interview Fat Joe anymore. Jeez, they ruined that.
Oh,
That nigga said nigga a couple times, and y'all ain't know.
Bruh, Fat Joe, he's on another level right now. What's next, man? Let's get out of here.
Cardi B, dropping an album 8 years later and putting 5-year-old songs on it.
Yeah. Let's give the dates. When did both of these albums come out? Pusha T and Cardi.
Daytona?
Yeah.
It had to be 8 years ago.
No. I'm saying the new ones. Pusha T's is
his
that out
coming
yet?
out? His coming out July 11th. You know I know that. And Cardi's is in September.
She's waiting to September.
Mm-hmm. Cardi playing. Cardi is done. I've said this. I've been waiting to say it, and I hope I'm wrong. But I think Cardi B is done. That Outside song is trash. Her last couple of singles, I think Cardi's team has been allowing verses and songs to get thrown out. Let's see what sticks. And then when something's hot sticks, we're gonna drop the album.
The Outside wasn't that great.
Awful.
But again, maybe I'm not the target audience.
No, you're not the target audience, but it's awful.
But yeah, I can still listen to it like
and know it's awful.
It's like, yeah.
When she was on Rob, first of all, Cardi, you got too many kids. People look at you a little bit more respectful than what you were back then. So the whole, you keep telling us how good you suck dick, and I know you're good. I told you I can eyeball talent. I know. We know, sis. We hear you talk about it. You say things I didn't told my girl to do in the bedroom because you said it. Like, all right, we get it. You're great. Cool. However, we don't want to hear you keep talking about your coochie. That's what you and Meg have not figured out. We've got it. We got enough younger. We got Sexy Red and Suki. They saying more disgusting stuff. So we've heard enough.
Suki actually has her whole everything online.
Yeah. She performing topless. Like, we don't need Cardi B telling us how good she go down on people. Cool, bet. You're going to have to do more than that. I find it, but they're playing the game. They are ready. They're already saying, yo, the album hasn't dropped. 3 months before the album dropped, she's already sold 1.5 million. Y'all playing industry games and artist games and entertainment games. And when y'all play these games, I no longer get mad when y'all crash out later and be like, hey, the industry did me crazy. No, they took you on this roller coaster.
Yeah.
You kept getting on it. Like, I feel bad because he was a minor, but what's going on with Justin Bieber now?
Yeah.
This is 10 years coming.
Yeah, that's the industry though, in a nutshell.
Yes.
So the younger you get involved, sadly, the worse it is.
So I'm not mad at a person like Pusha T saying, hey, I ain't playing the industry games.
No, I'm not mad at it.
I'm never mad at that.
When you don't have the fame, you got to understand part of it is you didn't play the industry games.
Oh, facts. And I think, and you know what? Better question for you. What path would you take for the pod?
I'll be Pusha T all day over Drake.
And I know that, and that's my problem with you. I know you, and I know the path, and you be up here. And you got this Canadian walking out with the racist on stage.
That I did not like, and that's why I didn't put it in the notes. Like, Drake.
No. Kick your boy back here.
Drake, come on, man. Like,
it's the new Drake starter package is for racists to clean up their act they hang with Drake. Because remember, during the midst of the Kendrick beef, and this is why the Kendrick beef is so hilarious to me. He did that. He did 2 songs with that white girl who was calling people niggas.
Oh, yeah, they did that. So here's the thing. I think labels are notorious for trying to, clean up people's acts and things. And I think Drake is just so far in the machine that I think he's so stupid at how insulated he is, right? I just think he just don't know what's going on in the world. So when the label come to him, they're like, "Hey, Drake, go do the song with such and such." Like, I don't think he has a team around him to be like, "Slow down, bro. Slow down."
You know why that's funny? Somebody gave a perfect example of why Eminem music sounds the way it is, and they saying it doesn't sound like nothing that's really out and what's going on because he's so insulated.
Yeah,
he just creates shit that is in his head.
Yeah,
and it made me look at his music. Like it made me understand his music so much more. Not that I listened to it, but I was like, that makes a lot of sense. They was like, he's introverted. He had a drug problem at one point. He don't like being outside. And then it's like, why his music all sound the same and his fans still there and whatever. It's like
because that was white male America, right? Mm-hmm. And the problem was they wanted to sell Eminem to us as rap, right? So they never sold him as a rapper that was rap. So when the black artist is out there, right? Mm-hmm. Jeezy rapping about the streets, right? Yeah. Rick Ross is rapping about the streets. Jay-Z's rapping about the streets, right? Yeah. With Eminem, they couldn't tell us like, hey, we're strung out on heroin over here and our mamas ain't home, right? he always rapped about being an addict, right? And his problems with his mom.
Yeah, I ain't gonna clip that.
But yeah, please don't. Oh my God, please don't.
I'm trying to get you up out of there.
But we know that was an issue, right? And that's why I'm saying a lot of the things that he rapped about, we was like, yo, he can rap, but what is he talking about?
I don't want to hear this.
I love my mom.
Me too. Shout out to Rosa.
Yeah.
She cool.
Yeah.
She told me. I told you what she told me.
What?
Son, stop coming down here. Go home. Son, you can do better.
Oh, man. Yeah. You know, that's my mom.
I said last week, only you and Shira can get me to help Mike out if he didn't cross me. Only y'all two. Not Pops, not Ez for sure. Ez definitely can't. Because I'm going to tell Ez the truth. And then Ruth know what's up.
Hey, man.
That's a curve. I'm a dub her phone call. She'll never double call me. That's the other reason why I dub her phone call. But Shira pull up.
That was hilarious.
Hold on. See. Oh, see, I'm on a podcast. I got to call you back. Okay. Good. Bye. I love C. That is C era who, for all do not know, that's who we be talking about. Do you want to play Collins or Ryan's?
Let's play Ryan's. We just got to get a minute into Ryan's. We'll wrap up with the sports today.
All right, man. Let me see. This be my problem. Oh,
he doesn't have a problem with ring culture. He has a problem with more rings culture. Because LeBron has curated his career around ring culture. Because if he didn't, LeBron James never goes to South Beach. He went to South Beach because he understood that as individually dominant as he was nothing without those rings. And what's funny also, too, about LeBron is the fact that he's talking about the accumulation of something when that's the exact argument that all of his fans, all of the people that say he is the greatest, use. His accumulation of points over a certain amount of time, accumulation of assists, accumulation of rebounds. The reason he's pointing out the more rings culture is because he hasn't accumulated more rings than the person that he's chasing. Mm-hmm. And so if I can get out and debunk the fact that it's about how many rings you get as long as you have one, or if I can get out and debunk the fact that we're not having a conversation about how much you elevated your team in the most important moment, just about how good you were, right? Because when you bring up Barry Bonds, it's like, let's not think about what...
Ryan Clark's so full of shit.
Really? I like his...
Yeah, he's so full of shit. Because one, he pivoted the conversation from, ring culture, to he was like, oh, you're using the accumulation, right? No.
That is true. Y'all do that.
No. The accumulation is just the talent. That's just what happened, right? That's just how good you are, right? The ring conversation, like we got to admit, all right, we do have a ring culture, in sports now. Thank you, ESPN. The stupidest thing that y'all have ever done, but it became a thing after Jordan won 6 rings. Because this was not a conversation that we had when I was a kid, right? When I was 10, 11, nobody was sitting here talking about, Dan Marino isn't great because 49ers beat him in the Super Bowl, right? That wasn't a conversation. It was after Jordan had the back-to-back three-peats, because three-peats had never happened, and Jordan did it twice, and this was the rise of ESPN. It was just timing. So it just hit at the right time, right?
True.
So, yeah, to a certain extent, LeBron did have to leave Cleveland, to get a team together to win the ring. But you can't say, like, yo, I can't look at this guy and say he's not one of the greatest players of all time. Rings or no rings, right?
Yeah. I don't think he was saying that.
No, he low key is saying that because he's saying that LeBron is trying to say, hey, I still get to be the GOAT if I don't have the most rings, which is a hollow conversation because everybody know Bill Russell has the most rings.
Yeah.
He's not the GOAT. It's not even better than Wilt. And Wilt has one. Wilt technically has one. He has two, but technically has one. So it's like, so I hate this conversation where it's like, yo, LeBron is trying to diminish. No, I think LeBron is really saying it's like, yo, we need to be able to look at a player, and which is crazy because he even mentioned Barry Bonds, which goes to the ring conversation because Barry Bonds I don't think have any rings.
Mm-mm.
And tell me who's a better hitter in baseball ever.
Without the juice or with it.
We don't know if he was on juice or not.
We know.
We don't know if he was on juice or not.
And I'm not mad at
And the pitchers was on it too. If he was on it, everybody was on it.
That's why I'm not mad at
Yeah, so it's like who's a greater hitter than Barry fucking Bonds? The bro was hitting home runs. This is how ridiculous Barry Bonds was. He was hitting home runs in AT&T Park, right, which is a pitcher's park. So baseball parks are not all the same.
Yeah.
Some of them are way deeper, right? And in San Francisco, it's like only one of the only places in the world where off the sea, it's called a marine layer. So it makes it harder to hit.
Yeah.
And the mug hit more home runs at that park than he did out of the park, right? We don't look at him and be like, but he didn't get a ring though.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here's my thing. LeBron fans do use the accumulation of all the stats to prove his greatness. I'm not mad at it, but
I think it's the ridiculousn's of it, right? Like if he was 100 points up, I don't think they'd be like, let me just be honest, right? I don't think we'd be like, he got 100 more points than the most, right? So he got the most points all the time.
Well, my conversation is, and I've had people is I don't look at it and say, hey, you the best student because you been in school for 10 years.
Yeah.
If the person who went to school for 4 years, and we look at GPAs, we look at averages all the time. So that's my thing with LeBron. I'm not mad at the total thing. I think LeBron want to play his number. I think he want to do his 23 years, get in and get out. Maybe one more. I also think that LeBron is just like, I'm going to make sure nobody else break these records. And part of that is because he know he not catching six, which is fine. Because here's my thing. And this ain't a Jordan versus LeBron thing.
Yeah.
I do, and I don't do no comparison to them two. But I do think LeBron is chasing Michael's ghost. And I think that's been his thing since high school. I don't think it's been his thing like, all right, when he got to South Beach, he got to do this and that. But Ryan Clark always going to be wishy-washy. I like it, though. But it is a total thing. But it's also like LeBron, I don't think nobody's going to change their mind on Mike, where they have Mike or LeBron at.
Yeah. I don't think anybody changed their mind.
If LeBron wins a ring this year, I don't think not one Jordan fan is going to say, all right, now he's
the GOAT.
Yes, and
he would have to get past him. He's not going to get past him, right? I mean, at his stage in his career,
the refs will make sure he don't get past him.
I mean, like even if he went to OKC, right? Like, if he won 2 more rings, we wouldn't be like, yo, those are legit rings.
Yeah.
We'd be like, no.
For me, LeBron made himself number 2 when he won that in Cleveland.
Yeah, the Cleveland ring, I think, was the most important ring.
Yeah,
I think that ring right there.
Yeah,
that's the ring where you like, all right. We can't talk about Miami. We can't talk about the bubble. Yeah. That Cleveland ring.
That was it for me.
That was it. Like, yo, he's going to be at the top. He's going to put him at the top.
Speaking of the Lakers right quick, we'll just jump around. We'll come right back. They sold the rest of it to the Dodgers people.
Almost the rest of it. I think they kept like either 13 or 18% left.
Yeah, but I think it goes down every year.
It's going down.
Yeah.
This is a prime example of your kids won't be shit. So whatever you have, sell it yourself and put the rest of that money in a trust. This is a good example of your kids ain't shit right here. Dr. Bus ain't been in the ground 10 years. That man, I watched the Lakers series on Showtime, man. That man damn near lost everything trying to keep that team together and win championship. Man been gone 10 years and the kids like, yeah, that shit gone.
Question.
Yeah.
Let's say we got Jenny, me and you, what's the other brother named? Jim?
I don't know.
It's Jim.
I think it's 4 of them all together.
Yeah, but hold on. I'm talking about the older 3.
Yeah.
Let's say it's me, you, and we got our sister. We got whoever, right? Do we give an equal split of the money to our half brother or no? Because remember, the 4th one is they half brother.
I mean, honestly,
and they didn't rock with him according to Winning Time when we was watching it. So in the docs, he always said I was always the weird one because their dad left their mom, and then he, I came around. He was like, I wasn't involved with the business. How you think that go?
I mean, hopefully the father fixed that before he died, because if not, you're getting screwed. Yeah. You really are. You're getting screwed. I mean, there's no way around it. Like, if I was like one of the brothers, I wouldn't even give you a fair share. I would. No, I wouldn't. I ain't even gonna lie about that. But if I was the brother that was on the outside, I also would not expect a fair share, because I'd be like, yo, this is y'all chance to get me. Now I would expect something.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yo, don't make me tie this shit up in probate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you better, you gonna cut a check. But I mean, I would get it. I mean, if dad built all that and y'all have a family, like if I built, a whole nother family in 2 different countries, right? Mm-hmm. And in one country, I made a ton of money, right? Yeah. Let's say I got a family in Brazil and a family in Colombia, right?
Okay.
And I make a ton of money in Colombia, right? I wouldn't expect, like, my Brazilian family can't be like, yo, we want that, right? Like, no, that's the Colombia's family. You get something, but I don't think you get everything. You get something, though.
Y'all don't know. I'll be interested to see. Shout out to the Thunder. Shout out to my nephew who owes me $30. He ain't talked to me in 2 days.
Make him pay it up, too.
Bruh, I am. I'm like, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
I'm going to text him.
Yeah,
like,
make him pay it up.
If you was Halliburton, would you have played?
That's a hard question, because...
Not for me.
Here's the thing, right? It's your career. And are you always going to look back and be like... Because this is the thing about a calf strain. It's going to be gone in like a month anyway, right? So when you get back to start, after you go down to Tulum and you hang out with all the snow bunnies, because that's what Hallie was going to do, when you get back, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to be like, damn, I should have played. I should have played. You know what I'm saying? And I think that regret is more than popping your Achilles. So I get it. I think he should have known, though. Like, this is what I'm saying. Y'all should have had that shit wrapped so goddamn tight.
Yeah.
Y'all should have had him on such a minutes restriction, right? Like, bro, you can't play beyond 24 minutes. So whatever you're going to do tonight,
you got to do it then.
You got to do it in 24 minutes. This is what y'all do for a living. Y'all know a calf strain leads to Achilles pops.
Yeah.
So they should have known. I know they x-rayed it. Like, y'all saw it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the part that I didn't get. Like, he's going to play. He's an athlete, bro. That's what he do for a living.
Absolutely.
Like, he was going to play.
And they would have, let me put it like this, and they would have killed him if he didn't play.
Exactly.
That's where we're at right now. It reminds me of, and we did it, and I'm not saying we shouldn't have. They kicked Cam Newton's back in during the Super Bowl. You don't die for a ball.
Yeah.
Even though it didn't look like he was going to get it anyway.
He wasn't going to get it. And then what if he dives in and he fucks his arm up?
Then...
What do you say then, right?
Oh, you shouldn't have
You should have dived on the ball.
You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things. One of the other things I love laughing at this week, Jamar Chase, you are amazing, my guy.
Hey, man.
That was the greatest curve of a girl I definitely know you had relations with before. And she gave the look back, and I laughed. I told Mike already, I laughed at this so many times. Bad eyebrows. I don't like when y'all have y'all glasses up to hold up your hair. Her butt, I looked at her butt a couple of times. Then I had to go back and see if she had her body on her. And then I actually went back to look at how much lip gloss she had. I had one of our fans, not our fans, I take that back. One of our listeners, because we ain't that type.
Yeah, Gav said fan. Goddamn.
One of our listeners said they had to go see what Lex looked like, because they was like, is this really his type? And they was like, I am shocked.
What do you thought your type was?
I think people think I'm into white women because they don't know my wife's Puerto Rican. I had a girl tell me that.
I can see people thinking that.
But nobody don't know she's the only non-black woman I've ever dated.
I can see people thinking
I've never dealt with another person that wasn't black outside of like, so I laugh at that. And I had one girl was like, oh, you don't like black women. And I had to correct her this weekend. Shout out to her. I love you.
Yeah.
I love you, sis. And I was like, where you getting that from? She was like, well, your wife, ain't she Italian? I said, fuck no.
That is funny if they think that you like white women.
Yeah, and I don't.
That's kind of messed up.
Yeah. Racially ambiguous, cool. I'll let y'all live off that. And that ain't even my thing. I actually never mind, I'm married.
I like the sisters. Everybody know that. I like the sisters.
Yeah.
I like the sisters.
I was about to, if this would have happened 50 minutes ago, I would have let you have it.
I like the sisters. What you mean?
This is my Mike be lying on these podcasts. And also, I want everybody to understand this. I am cool with lies on this podcast. I lie all the time here.
Yeah, I
change dates, names, titles, a little bit of the story because I want people to run into me. I don't want to get punched. When them two people ran up on me at the wedding, I was like, this could go bad. I can get slid in here if I said something crazy. But Jamar Chase, I love that. I will say this quick Love Island update. Y'all doing too much crying for niggas y'all just met 30 days ago. I don't like it. It's annoying. Also, my favorite part
But they all love bombers though, so that's to be expected.
Facts. They got a baddie on there.
A new baddie?
She is a baddie for real.
Yeah, you about to lose that? Yeah, you probably a little hurt.
Mike, no. She bad. I'm about to show you a picture of her. Everybody know who I'm talking to because they had chicks in there, right? And then she walked in. And she came in as a bombshell. Like bombshells is just somebody they just throw in at the very end. Like, all right, we're bringing new people in the show. Bruh, they brung her in and it's been over. Is this her? Sorry, y'all, because I gotta find her. That's what type of time it is. Oh, there she go. Hold on, Mike. All right. This her. Hold on. Let me start the video. Hold on. We want that. You'll see. Click on that blue dress. You could just tell she fine.
Yeah, she a baddie.
Yeah, she Dominican. She grew up in Spain.
Ooh.
Yeah, so yeah. That nigga cried.
So they just threw her in at the end.
Yeah, they just brung her in. They was like, oh, they made them make a puzzle.
Yeah, this is why I never do a show like this. They'll be doing that to me.
Yeah,
they be doing that to me.
She fine. She already got her new dude.
I don't know, and I don't know why we have to pretend that when we see like super attractive people that are nice that it doesn't boggle us a little bit.
Oh, they did a kissing game. Every dude kissed her.
I don't want to kiss after everybody. That's a bridge too far for me.
I don't like that. And they keep doing it, and it's a thing that I'm just like, this is not.
That's a very Hollywood thing.
Can I get water though? Like one time, one dude was like, I've never kissed 7 women at one time, at one sitting. And he did.
I don't want to kiss 7 women in a row.
What if you had to? What number if you had to?
Like, am I the first kisser? Or the last kisser of the day?
So, do you want to be the first?
I got to be the first.
All right, you can't be the first. Everybody want to be the first.
I'm just telling you. Say you asked me how it could happen.
All right, so if you can't go first, where would you want to be at?
I don't want to kiss them at all.
You got to. Oh, there she go. Found her Instagram.
Oh yeah, she be her Instagram.
Oh, she got 200. She got 200,000 followers already.
Yeah.
She just got that this week.
Oh, and she on Willa. She with Will. I can't even pronounce it. Does it say the modeling company? Wilhelmina.
Oh, Wilhelmina.
Yeah.
Oh, duh. She better be. Hey, I'll take your pictures.
She fine.
Yeah, she a tough one. I do want to let everybody know before we get up out of here. Please watch not the Coonerable.
The Coonerable. You know, if a white person had just did what you did right now, they would be getting canceled. Just want to let you know. To be fair,
you niggas do be on that cruise ship. Sorry, I meant the Carnival cruise.
But can you imagine?
You sent her your Instagram?
No, I did because you over here saying wild stuff at the end of the pod. I had to click off of that. Like,
I didn't mean Carnival. I meant Carnival.
Good Lord!
Shout out to the Carnival cruise, man. Y'all took me to all the countries I've been to. I've never been on another cruise ship. Probably won't be allowed on the next one. After the dock, my wife said, we ain't never going on that ship. They lost power in the water. So they knew they had a fire issue, like a potential fire issue in with one of the engine rooms. Engine went down and they was dead in the water, and it took them 4 days to get back home. What was supposed to take them 1 day to get back home, they had to get drugged back home. It took 4 days. It made CNN. It was crazy. But what happened when you lose power like that, I didn't know this. All the toilets on Carnival are electrical powered.
Oh, damn.
So they had shit coming through the showers, through the...
my goodness.
Yeah, they had one of the dudes. And you know, most people don't know, crew members, people that work on cruise ships, they stay in the bottom of the cruise ship. They don't stay where we stay at, up top. And so they show one of the cooks, he got out of his bunk bed, and it was nothing but shit on the floor, like shit water on the floor. It was so disgusting. They had people shitting in bags. But it was funny, like, that
sounds terrible.
Oh, it sounds horrible. My wife said we never go on a cruise.
Yeah, there's only cruise I will ever go on, because people keep trying to get me to go on cruises. And I tell them no. I go on a Ritz cruise, and that's not me being bougie. That's just the only cruise that I've seen that I'm like, okay, I could go at that one.
Yeah, and it looked like the $10,000 that it's cost. Like, I would do that too. But I want to take Corinne on a adults only cruise. Oh, and then they made the mistake
like adults only cruise. Like,
we ain't got a swing.
That's what I was like. You said adult, because that's what be happening.
Well, oh, absolutely. Well, let me tell you why this. Something like this happened, right?
Yeah.
One dude was on there where It's not funny.
Yeah.
He gets a divorce. This is the first trip that his wife is allowing him to take his daughter on a cruise on. And he was like, we dead in the water. And I just got out of custody court with this woman.
Good Lord.
And the girl, and I told Karina, I said, I don't see how him and his wife don't get back together after this. Because his daughter was telling mom, like, you know, I'm out here with dad. He took care of me. And the girl was just saying, like, how scared she was. Because when she happened, she was like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
She was like, I didn't know if I ever see my mom again. She was like, we're literally dead in the water and they have no food. It's like limited food. The genius thought it'd be cool to have an open bar the last day. And they didn't realize like people had to pee and people was leaning over balconies. And then you saw kids on the ground during the dock. And I was like, I wouldn't go for that reason now. One girl was like, she was telling her story. She was like, I was literally sitting beside two newlyweds and they just started fucking. And I was like, interesting. Now, I will only say this. This is messed up, by the way. I got to get it off. They couldn't shower.
Oh,
they only interview white folks. And that's all I got to say.
Dude, after about 3 days, that scent would have been through the roof. So there's like a coast to coast train.
Okay.
And it's like, you know, I'm always like, you know, I might do that one day, right?
Yeah,
I might do it, right? And then, so, you know, I'll go and research it. You go on Reddit. And they were like, yo, if you don't get the full suite, they were like, do not go.
Damn.
They were like 2 days in, they were like, everybody is stank as hell on that train at the back. And I was like, you know what? It actually makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
Like, because you do have to shower every day.
Yeah.
Or at least every other day if you're halfway decent as a human. If you work, I'm about to say you work white collar, but hell, especially work blue collar. Like, I don't know how you not shower.
Yeah.
But that was a complaint. They were like, yo, it sounds great. But it was like, if you don't have like the front end or the suite, it was like everybody is stink. So, bro, 4 days?
4 days. 4 days of getting towed back.
Oh my God.
It was horrible because they thought they was going to get towed back to Mexico. Then they didn't. They got towed back to Mobile, Alabama. And the joke was they said another Carnival cruise drove by them thinking that they'd be like, oh, let's just drive by so y'all cruise. They didn't know that they was dead in the water. Not that they could have helped. But what they did was people hopped on the Wi-Fi on the other thing and started sending out videos. So that's why CNN was like, they picked it up. Because CNN said when we got the press statement, we just threw it away. We was like, we don't care about no Carnival cruise.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't even read it. And they said once they started seeing on the news, they flew helicopters over there to do videos of them and everything. It was crazy,
that explained why now it is so many, because they numbers are down.
Yeah.
Their numbers are down.
Carnival Cruise has something in their paperwork. They did change their term and conditions that they are not promising a safe vessel. So everybody got a refund and $500 and another free cruise. So it wasn't like they had to get pain and suffering. They didn't have to pay none of that out.
That is insane. Yeah, you won't be finding me on any cruises unless, like I said, if somebody want to take me on a Ritz cruise. Any of y'all rich
you gonna put out
there? We'll talk about terms and conditions. We'll talk about terms and conditions.
I'm asking you now. I'm negotiating for them right now. Are you putting out for a Ritz cruise?
For a Ritz cruise, I'm absolutely gonna put in some quality work on a Ritz cruise.
Okay.
I'm gonna put in some quality work. I'm not even gonna lie. Like,
Joy, call us up, sis.
You take me on a Ritz cruise, I'm gonna put out some quality work. Now, you know, we have to negotiate whether or not you can record. We have to negotiate like post cruise. Like, we got to negotiate all that. But for the cruise in itself, you take me on a Ritz cruise. This is ladies only because I'm a heterosexual. I'm not gay for play. I'm actually heterosexual. Like, I'm not anti-gay. I'm just heterosexual.
Same. Tyler Perry, I will go on a cruise and my wife can come. For this podcast.
I mean, I go hang out on the boat with Tyler Perry for the day in Atlanta. You know, if we picture something, I do that.
Nah, I see you took it too far.
I'll go hang out on the boat.
I go hang out on the boat with Tyler Perry in Atlanta and pitching something. Too many words to get confused. Nope. Before we get canceled, man, I want to thank y'all for listening. This will be our audio today, so please look out for Mike tonight on live. What you talking about tonight?
I got to look in the notes. I don't even know. My notes are down.
Another long podcast for y'all. I told y'all when this podcast gets to where I want, me and Mike will be doing 2.5 hours. But by that time, we'll be making enough money that Mike could like take off a day and then we can work.
Yeah. Gav be trying to get me in trouble in here.
Absolutely, man. Look, ladies, we love you. Fellas, be better. We are the prize, fellas. And with that, we're going to holler at y'all next time.
Holla at your boy.